Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. We got a big boxing show for y'all today. You know we talking boxing. We got my man Byron in the building, schooling y'all on this boxing thing. Before we get into the show, make sure you go on Spectator Sporting YouTube page, like, subscribe, comment, and also we got live shows coming up too. So make sure y'all look out for those as well too. Go on your TikTok, go ahead and run them numbers up, and if you're in your car, go ahead and turn on that Spotify. In a super lightweight class, Keyshawn Davis, aka The Businessman, handled his business, dominating Jamaine Ortiz, scoring a knockdown with a vicious body shot in the 11th round and finished it off with another vicious body shot in the 12th round, scoring a 12th round TKO. Keyshawn improves to 14-0, 10 knockouts, and now he wants smoke with Byron's boy, Devin Hany. Ortiz falls to 23-1, 10 knockouts, and now his first time ever being completely knocked out.
Yeah.
Byron, talk to me about Keyshawn Davis' dominating performance against Jamaine Ortiz.
Listen to this one. 88 of 453 for 19.4%. 22 out of 219 jabs for 10%. And 66 out of 234 for a 28.2% connect rate for power shots. Tell me you've been training with Shakur Stevenson without telling me that you've been training for Shakur Stevenson. Keyshawn Davis, for me, was the highlight of the night, January 31st. I already knew what Shakur Stevenson was going to do to Teofimo Lopez, so that was just, you know, kind of like the Christmas present that you know you're getting. But Keyshawn Davis absolutely blew me out of the water. And in particular because I wanted to see how he would manage the championship rounds against a guy that I knew would be fundamentally sound, against a guy that I knew wouldn't make a lot of mistakes, wouldn't let his emotions get ahead of him. And what I saw was a tactical, punishing Keyshawn Davis. It reminded me so much of early Bud Crawford. It was
I like that.
effing scary.
Yeah.
The body snatcher. 34% of his landed shots landed to the body. If that's what you give him, that's what he takes. He was punishing, he was calculating, and he was just like Shakur Stevenson, but more violent. He wanted to knock Ortiz out. You knew it from the 6th round. You knew he was looking for it. He never was pushed. He never seemed out of, and even when there was some kind of clinching going on and some punches, some kind of crazy punches from Ortiz, he stayed sound. He stayed in his fundamentals, and he had a game plan and he executed it to the letter. This is the scariest Keyshawn Davis that I've seen. Scarier after a year layoff? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was blown away. Blown away. Absolutely epic performance. And just to talk on his performance, 180 landed total, 83 jabs, 97 power shots. He wanted to finish this man, and he inflicted his offense upon him. Absolutely floored. And first knockout of Ortiz's career. First stoppage of his career.
I believe that was his first time being knocked down.
I don't know, but and then on a body shot. Finished on a body shot. Blown away. Blown away by Keyshawn Davis.
Just watching the fight, them body shots hurt me, and I wasn't even the one getting hit. I mean, you know,
He call himself the businessman. I call him the body snatcher.
yeah, you know that delayed knockout when you get hit in the body shot, and then like you wait a second, they're like, oh my goodness, that hurt. I mean, Keyshawn, that was fantastic, Adi. Keyshawn really showed himself after the layoff, after all the everything, the hoopla that happened in his previous fight, not making weight. He responded. Talk to me about this fight, Adi.
And he knocked out Dennis Berenchek with a body shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that was the first stoppage of his career.
Yes.
That's what he do.
Right. So, new trainer, new weight class, longest fight drought of his career, and no tune-up fight.
Yeah.
Jamaine Ortiz was not.
This was a legit opponent. This was a legit guy at 140.
Very tough guy. Highly impressed with Keyshawn Davis. I mean, he had the most impressive performance to me because you can see Shakur Stevenson dominating Teofimo like that, but Keyshawn, it was like a little shake. I'm like, man, how's he gonna come back? And he came out here and performed that good. He slowed Jamaine Ortiz down with the stab jab. He kept going to the body. You can tell that was a game plan. Jamaine Ortiz like to move around a lot, go to the body, slow him down. He did that.
Saw that guy on the ropes in the 10th round.
Yes. In real life, Keyshawn Davis' height and reach advantage looks significantly more than it does on paper.
Yeah.
Okay. In the ring, it just looks.
He looks bigger than, I don't know, like for his weight, he looks bigger than I know
he's like Bud, man. You see him moving up, like you see it.
Yeah.
It's just.
I think he got to go to 147.
Yeah.
You know.
He definitely go 147 and do his thing, knock people out. He was very accurate with that jab. He was very accurate with all his punches. He connected on 41% of total punches that he threw. That's very high.
Threw 40% across the board, 42.3 in jabs and 40% in power.
And going against a defensive fighter like Jamaine Ortiz, and so which is incredible. And in round 12, Jamaine Ortiz was retreating with that high guard, and then Keyshawn Davis hit him with that left hook to the body and put him down. And Jamaine Ortiz has survived for the rest of the 11th round. But in the 12th round, with 13 seconds left,
13 almost made it. He
was 13 seconds from predicting this fight correctly.
Yes, I had Jamaine Ortiz losing by unanimous decision. He had 13 seconds. Now, he hit him with the body shot in the 12th round. It looked like he swiped him. It didn't even look like it hit him that hard, but Jamaine Ortiz did go down. The ref called to stop the fight right away.
That was a hard shot.
That was a shot.
I thought that was it was like he cocked back.
Man, that was. I'm telling you, everybody, those are vicious.
Keyshawn Davis, he trusts his power.
And the ref didn't even count. He just waved the fight.
No, it was over. He knew because he was in there. You gotta understand. He just seen the last one.
I thought he wasn't gonna get up from the first one. I thought he wasn't gonna get up.
He barely got up.
He barely got up from the first one. When he got to 9, he got up on the first one.
Yeah.
But I thought the doctor was gonna stop the fight earlier because Jamaine Ortiz's eye was very swollen, and he kept looking at the eye between rounds and everything. I was like, it was shut to me, and I was like, damn, they're probably gonna stop the fight. But the doctor let him go on, tried to let him, go out on his shield and everything. He did, but a great, spectacular performance from Keyshawn Davis. And last year, after Keyshawn Davis defeated Dennis Berinchek, we thought in 2025 Keyshawn was gonna, beat De Los Santos. That was gonna be a tough fight too.
Yeah.
We thought he was gonna, take care of him, but he missed weight. Then he got into the fight in the locker room. Then he talked about retirement. So he ended the year very, very bad. Now this is 2026. Now it's time to show the world that you are a top 10 pound for pound guy, that you're the best boxer in America. Then Bud Crawford is gone, so we now need this American boxer to represent this country as the number one guy. Better than Shakur Stevenson. I don't know if I want to go that far.
Don't start that.
We'll see about that, but great performance.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Get Adi out of Imagination Land.
No, fantastic performance by the businessman Keyshawn Davis.
Fantastic.
And like we all said, he responded from the little adversity he had last year. Starting 2026, showing the world who he is. And Byron, after the fight, he called out your boy. He said he wants Devin Hany. They say they've been DMing him. They say he wants that smoke and is probably going to be at 147. What is next for the businessman, Keyshawn Davis? Do you want him fighting Haney?
This is what separates me from you morons. I love boxing. Okay. I have favorite fighters that I like. But I love boxing, and just because I like a certain fighter, it doesn't mean I'm gonna like the guy that's coming up behind him. I said this. I said if Keyshawn Davis knocks this guy out, I'm officially scared. And I'm telling you right now, Ortiz is the guy that you fight when you're preparing yourself to fight one Devin Haney. And if Devin Haney is watching this, nigga, do not take him. Don't take him lightly. Because Keyshawn Davis is very dangerous. He's very intelligent. And what I saw last night or Saturday night, it was a defensive, offensive Keyshawn Davis. Like, I don't know if you guys like anime, but this is like Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Gojo finding hollow purple, finding finding the red and the blue, the offense and the defense, and putting it together and absolutely destroying who's in front of him. This Keyshawn Davis, I don't know who's going to win that fight, because Keyshawn Davis is a guy, he can go after you, but now I'm seeing this tactical kind of, I can wait for the championship rounds, but keeping himself in the fight with his jab and his power and mixing it up perfectly. And Ortiz is a solid opponent, and seeing how he cut the ring off, I was just, at every level, Keyshawn Davis was just checking boxes. This is the fight of 2026. Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney at 147.
Ooh.
And when I tell you, I'm telling you right now,
ooh, that'll be cold.
I don't know who's going to win this fucking fight. I don't know. But whoever wins it is a threat to Shakur Stevenson. Whoever wins it is a threat, because Keyshawn Davis right now, we're watching him on he's on a bit of a knockout streak.
Right.
And he's not knocking out bums.
Right.
He's knocking out legit guys. He's calling the knockouts, and then you're seeing in his game plan, and this is a fight that I never saw him push. I kind of saw him frustrated with some of the antics in the beginning rounds, but he stayed level-headed. He still inflicted his game plan. He inflicted his offense, and he looked like the businessman that his name kind of convinces the public that he was on business Saturday. And this guy can beat Devin Haney. He can beat Devin Haney. He's good enough to beat Devin Haney. And it's just the power. I don't know how his power is going to translate to 147. I think Devin Haney hits a lot harder than people give him credit for. Yeah. But I think this will be one of Devin Haney's best opponents to date. And knowing Devin Haney, he wants the smoke. He want it. He said he's on the list. We want the smoke. I think it's happening this year.
Man, that'd be fantastic. I hope that does happen. That's gonna be another must-see TV. Besides Devin Haney, I know he called out Devin Haney, but just hypothetically, if the Haney doesn't happen,
here we go.
Is there anything else out there besides Haney?
Well, yeah, Keyshawn Davis said that he will knock out Devin Haney. He said he'll knock him out, but Keyshawn Davis knows he had to pump up his resume a little bit more before Bill and Devin Haney accepts that challenge, that dangerous fight, basically. And so this is why Keyshawn Davis, he mentioned going up to 147 and challenging the IBF champion from the UK, Lewis Crocker. Okay, so we go up there, get the IBF belt, then I can see Bill and Devin Haney challenging him and trying to get a unification fight. They need to have a high reward for taking on a Keyshawn Davis. This man is knocking out everybody.
I mean, and you're using him to get the belts from, because the only thing that's wrong with 147 right now is the fact that Barrios has a belt and Rolly Romero has a belt. That's the problem with 147. And I think it's so many guys coming up that I think Gary Antoine Russell can get a belt at 147. I think Richardson Hitchens can get a belt at 147, but I think he might kind of stay back for Shakur Stevenson, because now that's a very lucrative fight, so he could possibly stay at 140. But man, listen, 147, I'm talking about the days of Manny Pacquiao, I'm talking about the days of Floyd Money Mayweather. 147 Trinidad, Bernard Hopkins. 147
that was crazy.
Has always been like the center of boxing. It's always had great names. It's always had great fights. Lord, please make the 147-pound division great again.
Yeah, Brian Norman,
And Brian, in the midst of it, Mr. Knockout of the Year 2025, Brian Norman Jr., who is, like we suggested, changing his camp. He's gonna get better. He's making
got rid of his father.
Got rid of his dad as a trainer.
should do.
Right, he did what Tia Female should do. He got rid of his dad as a trainer. He's going to focus on getting better at the things that I predicted on his channel. He would be a champion again at 147, and I'm standing on that. I think he will be a champion again at 147. But man, 147 is on fire in 2026.
And Tiafimo's going at 147 too.
That's not a big deal. Tia Female should stay at 140. He does not need to go to 147.
But Keyshawn Davis, he threw me off when he talked about fighting the 140-pound WBC champ, Dalton Smith, all right? And so if he stay at 140, if Keyshawn Davis stays at 140, he need to go ahead and fight his brother from another mother and father.
Yeah. They say they got the
Shakur Stevenson, if he stays at 140, but most likely we'll probably only see that fight in imagination land.
Maybe they waiting till their last fight. Maybe when, they come when it's the most lucrative. Maybe they waiting.
Maybe they waiting, so, and they can fight each other and still be friends, okay? Now, also.
Stop trying to make them fight.
Nah, Stevenson if they whoop the way they whoop their opponents, you think they'll still be friends?
Let the universe organically make that fight happen. Because here's the thing: if Keyshawn Davis moves up to 147 and does what he does at 147, and Shakur Stevenson does what I think he is supposed to do, stay at 140, unified 140, we could see in the future a unified 147 Keyshawn Davis versus a unified 140 Shakur Stevenson, and basically make the fight too lucrative to turn your back on. And then we could see that.
I like that.
And we could see that happen. So let's let that organically manifest.
I like that.
These guys are good friends because it's nothing like a friend that's there for you when everything is not going good. You know what I'm saying? The friends that are there with you when you're down, I have them. They're priceless. I understand their friendship, even though Adi is living in imagination land, acting like he don't understand it. But I understand their logic. But I think on the trajectory that they both are on, they're gonna have to meet. And Andre Ward called this. He called this. Andre Ward said, "Y'all are both too good.
Yeah,
y'all gonna meet." Yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
But Keyshawn did throw things off by talking about Dalton Smith at 140. That's what, wait, you staying at 140 or you going 147?
Yeah.
So he kind of threw that out there. And I'm like, you stay at 140, hey, Shakur right there. You're the #1 contender to his WBO belt. That would be a good matchup. Everybody wants to see that, all right? So now, how about Richardson Hitchens versus Keyshawn Davis?
That'd be a good fight. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
Again,
another good one.
Does Keyshawn wait at one? I think, and everybody has bad things to say about Bill Haney, but I think Bill Haney is one of the most solid people in boxing. And when he says and he talks to people and say, this is a guy that talked Bud Crawford into going after Canelo. This is a guy that when he tells you, we want to fight you, he's doing what he has to do to set that up. And so they came at Keyshawn. And this is one thing I can say about that fight. Devin Hany fighting him sooner rather than later plays to his benefit.
Yeah.
Because you do not want this guy to get confident, any more confident than he is now. And that's why I understand what you're saying. And maybe I'm a little bit in imagination land. But I think Devin Haney needs to fight him next. I think you fight him now. I think you fight him right now.
I like it.
Because that is your best chance of beating Keyshawn Davis. Letting Keyshawn Davis go to 147 and get titles under his belt and get even more confidence makes him even more dangerous. And that's the thing. You get them when they're kind of young and they're, because the resumes we can't even speak on. Devin Haney win that battle all day, every day.
100%.
But we see resumes don't win fights.
Exactly. And I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I said that in the comment section a couple times. 100%. Everyone was, but who has the better resume? Tia Female all day, but look what it got him. Nothing. But in this fight, we can't say that Devin Haney ain't battle tested. We can't say Devin Haney doesn't have a championship pedigree and he gets up for these fights. That's what I'm saying. It's the fight of 2026, Bill. Listen, Bill, it's the fight of 2026. I don't care what Canelo's doing. I don't care what anybody else in boxing doing. If you make Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney summer 2026, it's the fight of the year.
But the problem is Eddie Hearn. Because Keyshawn Davis and Eddie Hearn, because I thought Keyshawn was with Bob Arum in Top Rank, but Eddie Hearn's supposed to be his handler now. And Eddie Hearn is trying to steer him towards the UK fighter, Lewis Crocker, at 147. So Eddie Hearn is like the master at preventing big
fights from happening.
So I can see him like, look, It's still a title fight if you fight for the IBF belt at 147. But I can see Eddie Hearn trying to get Keyshawn versus Lewis Crocker. And then after that, you have to go after Devin Haney. Then Devin Haney will have to fight someone else, maybe get a unification fight at 147. But
And that's if the Lion Garcia, Mr. Osterine himself, could win. Then you have that fight, and I think they would take that fight. I think that fight would be more lucrative.
more money.
It would be more
definitely.
lucrative than a Keyshawn Davis fight.
Right,
But a
yeah,
Keyshawn Davis fight is the most dangerous fight that you can fight. And as far as winning, you know, this is just from because I love both of them. I like both of these guys, but you fight him in 2027, you lose. You fight King Lai, and then try to fight Keyshawn Davis. Devin Haney will lose to Keyshawn.
I think if Ryan Garcia beats Barrios, is Haney versus Ryan Garcia. That's gonna be the next fight for him. Yeah.
Well, that would be the most lucrative fight, no doubt about it.
Yeah, probably out of all the fights of the year.
that'd be the most.
But it wouldn't be the best fight of the year.
No, it wouldn't be like the best
The
talent.
storyline is
would be crazy. though.
It's a perfect
enticing.
story.
I would
It's a
be
perfect
happy
story.
because King Lai gonna get his ass kicked, but it wouldn't be the best fight of 2026.
Nah, definitely. But Keyshawn Davis, 14-0, 10 knockouts. I mean, he was spectacular. He showed either way, the fact that Haney is even thinking about, if he's even thinking about that, we entertaining the Keyshawn Haney fight. I don't know if we would have said this a few months ago, that this was a possibility. The fact that it is coming, it might be coming.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I think it sets itself up. And Bill Haney kind of threw that out there.
Yeah.
Because he talked to him Friday before the fight. He said, you got to do your business. He said, if I stop him, then what?
Woo!
And he stopped him.
He stopped
So, so for me now, it's then what, Bill?
Right.
And Bill knows. And this is my thing. This is my prayer. Lion Garcia is gonna lose to Barrios. This is the fight to make.
Nah.
Come on, King Ryan, come through.
No. Hashtag save Adi from imagination.
Nah, Keyshawn Davis looks spectacular. I think he's going to 147 because I think his weight, I know he's at 140, but he just looks bigger and he fights much bigger than what his size is. And the way he was just scouring the ring is, oh man, it's so
Keyshawn Davis versus Brian Norman Jr.
I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody get knocked out. That
Somebody going to sleep.
Keyshawn, I like some Keyshawn Davis. I'm not gonna lie, he is spectacular. Let's talk about the person he beat, Jamaine Ortiz, following the 23-1, suffering his first knockout defeat. I mean, when he's absolutely knocked out. Adi, what's next for Jamaine Ortiz?
Well, his 3 losses are to Lomachenko, Teofimo, and Keyshawn Davis. I mean,
not bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you can't really.
And he only got stopped by one.
He only got stopped by one, okay? He'll be 30 in April. All these guys, like Byron mentioned, like Keyshawn Davis, Richardson Hitchens, Teofimo Lopez, these guys are all talking about going up to 147. So Jamaine Ortiz should stay put at 140 and maybe fight for a vacated belt, or look at Gary Antoine Russell. He's going to be defending his WBA 140-pound belt. He's going to be fighting a Japanese boxer, Andy Hiroka. Okay, so we'll see if he's going to fight the winner of that. Maybe Gary Antoine Russell wants to stay at 140. We'll see if he goes to 147. Dalton Smith is a WBC champ, so maybe Jamaine Ortiz can go after him and try to get that WBC belt, finally get his first belt of his career. But look, this guy, at this point for Jamaine Ortiz, it only gets easier from here, from this point up.
Yeah.
I mean,
he done went through a gauntlet. He kind of went through a gauntlet.
And he's only got better after his losses.
so he should be very positive. It only gets easier. You don't have to fight a Keyshawn Davis or Lomachenko anymore. I mean, these other guys that you may fight at 140 are not going to be on their level. So I think he can be a champion in the future, and he should be very positive right now.
Do you think I always ask us about fighters, and we never know how they're gonna respond after being actually knocked out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, could that be an issue for him? Like, after actually being stopped? Like, because a lot of fighters, they get stopped.
I think he's too fundamentally sound. He's a good fighter. He's a really good, we gave him so many accolades on the build up to this fight, and nobody had anything negative to say. Jamaine Ortiz is a solid fighter.
Definitely.
And I just think with the migration that's about to happen at 140, you know, with all this great talent moving up to 147, dude, you step right in and you can be a champion at 140. The problem is Shakur Stevenson is at 140. But gatekeeper status is not a bad thing. Shout out to Keith Thurman.
No.
You can be good at a division. And I think 140 is the division for Jamaine Ortiz. And this wasn't a bad fight, guys. It's not like he did something so wrong in this fight. I thought he was solid. You know, he did everything to get Keyshawn unnerved. If that was part of the game plan, it was intelligent. You know, as emotionally charged as you know he is, you know, do little stuff to him, see if you can get him out of rhythm. But I thought he fought a good fight up until the end. I think he just lost to the better man. But I'm taking this guy in a lot of fights at 140. And you have talent that's migrating up to 135. So, you know, maybe you get good enough, clip one of those guys and set up another big fight with Shakur. Or if Tia, female, decides to stay there, maybe a rematch with him. Because they fought a pretty close, good fight too. So he has a career still. I think he's a good, solid fighter because his fundamentals are sound and he's going to fight you throughout the championship rounds. I thought it was a competitive fight. I thought it was an entertaining fight.
It was.
And by the numbers, you wouldn't look at it. You know, you got to look at the numbers to see how Keyshawn dominated. But I thought Jamaine Ortiz was a great opponent. Just like we said he was. He was a great opponent at 140 for Keyshawn, and he should stay there.
Yeah, because Keyshawn knocked out Limos in the second round. He knocked out Baranchik in the fourth round.
Yeah, it took him 12.
Yeah, he took him 12. 13 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Right, he was almost there.
13 seconds.
Man. Nah, that was shout out to Keyshawn and Jamaine Ortiz. Shout out to that whole boxing card that was on
No.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-oh.
You just made me remember something. I don't want to see Big Baby on no more. No more cards.
Yeah.
Mr. Toupee, Mr. Knock It Off.
That was it was the comedic moment of the night. It was the meme of the night.
That was what was that? An hour wasted. Like, let's stop putting him on these great cards because I don't want to see a heavyweight that's 317 pounds that literally wins because of a war of attrition.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna lay on you and tire you out and then
hit you with body shots.
And then make you laugh in the middle of the fight. Big Baby, you are making the American heavyweights look very bad.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me to do that.
But the fight after that, Shu-Shu.
Shu-Shu.
Great fight.
Great fight.
It was a great card. I thought it was a great card.
I thought it was a good match. And it was a good way to start on 2026.
Absolutely.
Good way. I know 2025, we had a lot of issues with getting fights. 2026 starting off with a bang, and let's hope it continues. You've been watching Spectator.
It's going to continue with King Rod versus Mario.
You gotta get that in.
Hashtag save Adi from imagination.
Hey, if King Rod does win, you is not gonna hit the end of Adi. You just be mindful of that.
I'm gonna take a break from the show. Have guests, guys in. I don't know.
You've been watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. Shout out to Brian Schooley on this boxing thing. Make sure y'all go on YouTube, subscribe to that Spectator Sporting page. Also, live shows are coming. Stay tuned. We got details coming up soon. Go on to TikTok, run the numbers up. If you're in your car, go ahead and turn on that Spotify and listen to us while you're riding. In the meantime, in between time, we out. Peace.